Hi, my YouTube channel name is Junior Squared. My real name is Edward. Call me Ed. And I'm addicted to TEW 2020, 2016, 2013, but 2020 I'm really addicted to, I think. Now, part of my addiction for the previous editions of this game was broadcasting on YouTube. Uh, I have about 116 videos on YouTube, probably 110 of them are TEW 2013, 2016. I think my claim to fame, quote unquote, for that is I had a TW 2013 series called Prelude to Attitude Era. It was the 96 mod right after Stone Cold won Survivor Series. And, I really went through up to, well, I had it booked up to 2001, WrestleMania 17, and then I planned on doing an invasion after. But, yeah, 3 computers later, graduating college, starting my career, things like that. Just life gets in the way. Now, if you can see, I still have 112 subscribers. Now, who knows how many of those people actually look at TW still and all that. But I'm just curious to see if anybody would be interested in me possibly doing some series. Now, one thing I do think I do really well is I kind of manage times of series where episodes can be 7 minutes to I think the longest is 26, where that's like I did a look back at the whole entire series and kind of reviewed it. Now, with that, I just kind of want to bring up looking, and this is awesome to look back at. I hate hearing my own voice, but just looking back at the saves, because I don't have the computers anymore with these saves and databases. And I said I'd put it online, I said I would, and I never really did. Uh, so I hope to follow through with that this time around, because I don't know why, but I notice a lot of people who play TW don't really share their save. Like, hey, I'm playing this awesome save. Here's a link. Download it, ship it over, and just take a glance. I tried an ECW thing, but I think that's gonna come back to something here in a moment. So, with life getting busy in a way, I'm now pretty good position at work and things where I'm not stressing day-to-day things. I have a little more free time, and I'm kind of hooked on TW again. I think recent changes to not the finance end. I really don't care about the financial aspects of the game, but to the tributes end, I think that's my favorite part of this game is each person is a little bit different. An example, there's this character in TW Verse 97 called the Hype. He is the 90s Shawn Michaels who's a junkie. Now, what I did is I talked him out of drugs after 5, 6 years in the save, and then I used like a narrative to be a little bit gamey, kind of to continue that Shawn Michaels trend where he's not lively, nothing, and I'm going to push him to the moon if I continue to save. This is where this comes into play. Then, alternatively, the other big story I've been running with is with Nemesis, aka King Nemesis. Dave failed within the first 6 months. HCG died by the year 2000. EL or EILL died by the year 2000. XWF died in the first year. Just about every major US based company, I know I said the EILL company, but just pointing that out. Every major U.S. based company except New York City Wrestling and or New York City Championship Wrestling, whatever the hell it's called, and SWF. SWF is signing everybody. Now, Nemesis didn't go there because he hates the powers that be there, Richard and the Eisen family. And so I kind of been developing upon that. And he is a Darwinism type character where he natural selection, King Nemesis. So what I was going to do with this save is I'm not going to continue with the save, so this comes back to thing here in a minute, tie that in, is he was going to be champion. He's now the U.S. champion, which is like the main championship. So what I was going to do is have him lose the title, win it back, and be like, you know what? I'm not the United States champion. I'm the world champion. He was going to give the title to the enforcer, and then he was going to crown himself champion. The user character here is the owner Ryan Aitchison, just a pre-made character in the 97 mod. Doesn't wrestle or anything like that. Decent entertainment value. So what I was going to do is I was going to have Nemesis basically bully him into crowning Nemesis as world champion and continue with that. Nemesis has Phil Vibert as his manager, which if you don't know who Phil Vibert is, that is the C versus Paul Heyman. Then he has Jack Bruce, who this Avatar is sick. I don't know why I keep on calling it Avatar. I don't know if that's right. Um, it was like a tag team member, JD Morgan. JD Morgan, as you can see, is a charisma vacuum, but In-ring skills are very solid, deadly. Jack Bruce, kind of like a Chris Jericho, I'd say. Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho twist in that realm, entertainment value. And then I was gonna, with this game, it's pretty easy to talk people into like gaining size, and his star quality will go up in size. And then eventually, long term, he was gonna overthrow King Nemesis to be world champion, be super babyface, and carry me forward there and there. And maybe the hype would have been like intervene and turn heel, turn face. I had a lot of variety coming up, and I mean, 2001, so I'm about 4.5, almost 5 years into the save. And I just realized how much I missed sharing it to YouTube and sharing it to people and seeing different set of eyes on it. Now, with that, I do want to talk about what I plan on doing or what I want to do. So, right now, there is 4 ideas of any things I could do. One is a C, what kind of like what this is a C-verse 97 local to global. I might not do All-Star Wrestling quote unquote because I gotta see if the OK is on the Grey Dog Software website from the creator because the guy spent a lot of hard time and effort to make these logos. So I'm interested in doing like a local to global where I don't change companies. I just stay from local to global or, whatever comes up. Or 97 Dave. Now, the thing I kind of teased earlier is I don't like teasing hardcore styles. I just don't like that style watching it. The most hardcore matches I'd probably watch are Omega, Moxley, barbed wire match, and then McFoley, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, Edge, McFoley, like very mainstream style wrestling. Now, I do like the guerrilla warfare, the Fast and Deadly, the Fast and Furious, PWG, ROH styles of wrestling, and I do enjoy booking those with a little more entertainment focus than like the product presents. So that's the challenge in the game is I want to do like a classic entertainment company. So Dave is like wishy-washy. I think their roster is the most interesting for the 97 mod because just where they're at in the game, and I think that's probably why the mod was created was the East Coast Warriors. Second step of that probably is HCG, commonly known as TCW. They also have a very interesting roster, very interesting move where Sam Strong and Ripcord join HCG from the backings of a JK Stalling, almost like a Tony Khan figure, and to challenge SWF. With that comes to be building people, things like that. It is kind of almost like an AEW transition, so that interests me. And then like a Seaverse 2020 Road to Glory. Now, without going too in depth, I did a Road to Glory as the NWA. Again, comes back to lack of creativity on my side where I'm just not the best at coming up with company names and reasons. I'll probably spend a little more time with this time around if we stick with this. As you can see here, David Adhart, Tony Marsh, Fink Finkelton, so British Isles, Canada, US. Each NWA is like the main company, ACPW, CWW are developmental companies I was also controlling to do like an alliance. I was gonna have a Japan company next, and then by end of the year, I was gonna have like a 4-man tournament to crown the first ever world champion, because each man was a champion of that specific country. Right now, Spencer Spade, Mr. SWF. Funnily enough, they didn't want to resign him, and he was probably one of the people who was gonna win it. Uh, Nonetheless, I just really like the Seaverse 2020, the tribute factor. I think just favorite part of the game. What I'm thinking about doing is the Seaverse 2020 local to global. Playing is like any other like save company or preset company doesn't really interest me overly. Maybe PSW if I change the product type to something away from hardcore. That would probably be the most sensible change to me because I'm not actually a Pittsburgh guy, and to get away from that hardcore style, I just think the hardcore style is overly stressed in these games to probably simulate the indies, but maybe Adam, the creators, like that hardcore style. But as I just said, I'm not into it at all. So I'm curious to see what kind of saves you guys want. Now, if there's any railroad mods out there, I know Shifting Sands just came out on the Grey Dog software. If you're interested in it, I can just put the link to the mod index below. Um, Maybe, but feel like before in my previous series, I did a lot of real world stuff. I kind of do want to go back and do the invasion again under TEW 2020. And then like I kind of like for if I do like real world stuff, I want to do chunks. I want to retell like the invasion or retell. I'm trying to think. Summer Punk, if that comes out, and Shifting Sands or in 2004 the booking of Cena and Batista to superstardom, things like that, and then kind of in and out, maybe like little 3 month runs. Uh, just because it's been there, done that. Maybe like a long term save with WWF in the 80s onward, because with the real world saves, I kind of get withdrawn from the created characters that are made in game. So the people who aren't real but the game makes, kind of like in this save, there was a guy, No Ali, 88 star quality, and I was like, you know what, this is gonna be my rock. Uh, so I went to the Thunderverse, basically took their rock clone, put it on him, things like that. And I think that's part of the reason why I like the C-Verse is when there's possibility for longevity here. Now, the longest save I did in the C-Verse was on an old laptop, which part of the reason why been through 3 laptops now and a computer, basically, not a gaming PC. So sorry about that, but this is not a fourth device that I want to record TW with. Longest save I've done was about 10 years with DSPW, like the India save company, and I had Loxley Robbins, who is an Australian guy, be my rock, be my superstar, and he took us to the biggest company in the world, but then kind of felt gamey using an Australian guy in an Indian company, pushing it like that. Sometimes you just get burnt out and overthink things really. And in this save, he went to TCW, but the guy's an absolute animal if you look at the stats right there. Nonetheless, I'm gonna put in a Reddit link as well to see what people on the Fantasy Bookers subreddit maybe do. Maybe the Great Dog software to see if there's any interest in the diaries. People read that because I want to keep my videos about 5 to 15 minutes. This will be in the long run just because it's catching up. Now, if I didn't reply to any comments in past 3 years or anything, and there was like a couple from 3 years ago, like, hey man, where'd you go? What happened? I need to know what your plans for invasion was. Just life got in the way. I sincerely do apologize. Right now, good part in life, trying to gauge things, and maybe we'll start something this week. So comment below what you think and what you'd like to see out of those options, or if there's something C-verse, or if there's a real world area where you want to see, like, I got to see what you want to do for. Let's not do the invasion right away because that's a lot, and I gotta really plan that. And I haven't thought about it too much, but I know that's like a hot topic as always. Like different areas like that, or retelling the NWO. I did like an NWO YouTube video on what I would have done. So maybe like doing like a TW version of that, but that's at WCW 96, 97. It's a lot of work. Um, Nonetheless, comment below, let me know, and hopefully I talk to you guys later this week. Thank you.